live stream. Let me make sure everything's working. Everything's good, but we're here. Make sure that's correct. There we are. Well, we have returned to another week, another Friday, another live stream. Still going, still kicking, doing our thing, talking toys, talking nonsense, rambling, yapping, doing our stuff. But yeah, so last week, pretty good stream, had fun. We looked at the what was it? Oh yeah, the Marvel Legends, Daredevil, Born Again, Daredevil, and Punisher. Cool little figures. Definitely, of course, massive upgrades to the previous uh, uh, Charlie Cox, Daredevils, and John Berthel Punishers that we've had before. So, and they look great on the shelf. I have them on my MCU shelf in their little Street Hero corner. They're a little covered up by my main Avengers, but I can see them. They look cool, and knowing that they're there, that's nice in any case. But yeah, survived another week. Not too bad this week. Just busy as heck as always. Started actually big kind of life update. Started my physical therapy for my lower back. So it's been doing really well. It's been I can tell it's been healing a lot and being able to move around a lot. So that's very good. So I can actually pick stuff up and I can bend down and I can, like, for instance, like I can do a squat without being internally in pain. So that's very nice. So yeah, so making progress. Gonna have physical therapy, I think, twice next week. I think it's like Monday and Wednesday, or it's probably just Monday. I can't remember, but it's nice finally being able to make progress. This is like so high up, even though I don't want to spoil all that we're gonna see over here. But also rocking the big ol' Spider-Man fit with the necklace that I got at the mall, the Scorpion. So pretty cool. Got a good fit going on today, even though we're not looking at anything Marvel or Spider-Man related. It's a good fit. It was in the closet. It was what's up next for what I want to wear, so I'm wearing it. So yeah, very fun. But yeah, but life is life in right now. Just staying busy, doing our thing. For updates for toy wise, of course, here on the wall, only thing I've really changed here, I put I put the Black Panther over there. Chadwick Boseman, I got him over there in the corner now, and then I have Donatello from the remastered line there now with other turtle stuff. It just kind of looked a bit better. I still need to work on getting the Scareglow figured out, but he's probably going to be leaving the wall soon, to be honest. My plan for next month is to probably open up him for the He-Man movie when that releases. So can't wait for that. Definitely going to be seeing that movie. Planning to probably see Mandalorian and Grogu as well. I think that's the plan, but that comes out next week. So we'll see. That'll be cool. That'll be fun. But yeah, anything else really toy-wise? I do have weekly pickups, so that's nice. Of course, it's always like the Saturday after I do a live stream, and I'm going shopping around, and I'm like, okay, let's go see if they got toys. And they had toys, so I'm like, I'm buying it. So yeah, anything else really before I get into our weekly pickups? So this will definitely change. Again, I mean, it's gonna mainly be this row is gonna change. I'm gonna probably have something new up there, hopefully soon. I mean, I got a whole corner to pick from of box toys still on the ground, so I gotta get stuff on here, gotta get stuff off of the ground, and get it up here on the wall. So time will tell. But we will get into our weekly pickups earlier stream. Also, I do want to mention today, because got work again tomorrow, gotta get up early, fun life bullshit. Yeah, we'll get into our pickup. So first thing, um, where did I go to? Okay, I think I just went to Walmart and then I went to Target, was like my two destinations. Target really doesn't seem for figures, at Walmart just for groceries. I mean, at Walmart they have had the newer, the Mandalorian, like in Grogu figures there. I've been kind of on the fence about getting specifically the Mandu and Grogu kind of 2-pack together. I'm probably, I don't know. It's just not necessary for me. I do like the display option of having Grogu on his shoulder, so that's very nice. But I'm kind of like, I kind of prefer him, how I have him, where he's in the pram, with the force using hand. So I'm okay with that for now. And then most of the other kind of like troopers I'm not too big on. I might get like the AT-AT trooper just because that's a classic design, from Empire, more specifically, and looks to be a little bit more better proportionate in any case. I don't know how much more accurate it is compared to the actual like Empire Strikes Back movie, but based on just what I've seen, it just looks like a cool figure, a cool improvement. And then the other troopers, like your Remnant Stormtroopers, like those I'm kind of waiting on. I'm like, eh. And then also Sigourney Weaver's X-Wing pilot character. I'm like, I'll see. I'll just wait. I'm not really in too dire straits of getting her as a figure. Well, at least, when it comes to an X-Wing pilot. Well, yeah, but while we're didn't have too much. Oh yeah, they also did have a Supergirl display. So where they have Jason Momoa's Lobo, and then the Supergirl, and then had the Henry Cavill's his Man of Steel Superman with the with the laser eyes where they're like red and glowing, and then I think there's like one normal one as well. And also Lobo's bike as well. So, been kind of tempted. I might get Lobo. Maybe I'll get Supergirl to go with my Superman. With my Joy Toy version, and then to go along with the other stuff from that movie I have at least so far. So, maybe, possibly, we'll see. But then, I didn't pick up anything there at Walmart. But then went to Target, and they had a few cool things, and I was like, okay. Can't pass up. So first thing I saw, they had the Masters of the Universe He-Man from the new movie. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this, some kind of mixed stuff, other things about it where it's kind of like it's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction when it comes to Mattel and doing more actual collector and action figures in this kind of style. Oh yeah. Also, other day I saw at Walmart they did have Trapjaw and Skeletor. Very tempted by Trapjaw, but I'm like, I'll wait. Skeletor doesn't really do too much for me. I would probably prefer more of a more simplified look. I mean, that's just my case, but But when it comes to the He-Man, I'm kind of like, okay, he's pretty basic. I know he's still kind of more modernized and more so of the movie instead of a classic He-Man. But I kind of like the look of this guy. I think it just works. So this might be like my regular kind of 6-inch He-Man because of course I do have the more classic what is it, like the it's not like anniversary, it's like the classic collection, I guess they call it. I forget what it's called. But but I have like a little collection of those, so I gotta see how do I want to integrate these guys into it, see how this goes. So definitely going to be looking at this guy soon, especially him with Scarecrow there. With Scarecrow there. I know he's not technically with the movie. I think he's his own separate thing because you see they have the movie logo has the red on the Masters, and that's just the gold outline in black, and then silver for the universe, and then universe is black with a silver outline. So definitely more preferably with kind of like more generic, maybe more based on like the toy or maybe even show wise. And then this one, the new movie, Yeah, especially with the packaging and everything, and then showing him and Skeletor. Skeletor looks pretty good, like in the image. So I'm like, I'm kind of interested. I might get Skeletor and I might get Trapjaw. Trapjaw, I was like, I'll see if he's there next time, and I'll probably pick him up then. But I was just like, oh wait, I gotta pump the brakes a bit because I'm just trying to be more selective. I don't want to get too much of one whole new wave. Yeah, because because also at Target they also had the Man at Arms, and also I don't know if they had Triclops. I know they had the Man at Arms. I know they had a couple of him, and very more interested in the Man of Arms. I think it looks pretty good. The Idris Elba looks pretty good, but I'm like, I'll wait. I'll get He-Man. I got Scarecrow, so that's going to be a good start, at least for me. And then I'll see after I get these, or even if, this weekend, if I got time, if I get there, and if I see them again, maybe at Walmart or Target, I'll just be like, screw it, getting them, give me them, I'll get them, I don't care. So yeah, something to look forward to. I think it's literally the start of the next month that I'll be opening this, so something to look forward to in the near future. So this will be what, in like 3 weeks. Expect this guy. And then also at Target, we're talking about Mando and Grogu. They finally had the new Mandalorian Season 1 kind of look. Pagodon or Patagon look. So where this is basically like episode 1. So where he's just starting his story there in the show, when we join him in his adventure. So nice to see this upgrade. Is going to be very interesting to open up and see. I don't know if I'll be doing. Yeah, honestly, I'm probably not going to be doing a live stream next week. So this guy might just be for myself or for later on. But he looks great. He looks cool. So yeah, can't wait for that. And then major thing, that I was waiting for, and still Star Wars, still the Black Series, is the Anakin Skywalker from Episode 3. Technically Darth Vader in any case, but have been waiting to finally get this in hand. I've just been waiting to just see it in hand. I've seen Obi-Wan a few times, but I'm like, I'll wait. Anakin's my guy. Yeah, because I've seen a few Obi-Wans, and they've just been on the pegs there. Yeah, for a little bit, specifically at GameStop. So I'm like, I'll wait. I'll see if I can get Anakin, and I finally got him at Target. He was solely by himself, no Obi-Wan. If they had Obi-Wan, I would have gotten him, and then probably waited on the Mando. But since these were here, I was like, getting these now. Want to see how this Mando compares to the original, and based on what I've seen, he compares pretty well. And then especially want to get this Anakin to compare with the figure arts versions and with the newer Clone Wars to see how they all stack up together, because Star Wars is cool. It's really neat. So I can't wait to finally have Anakin and Obi-Wan in Episode 3 in basically great figures in the Black Series. Look specifically, because I think that's just gonna delve better with my collection. And when they have the side thing, so you got Anakin and Obi-Wan there, so I might just be keeping the boxes for them at least, because they're kind of like my two main guys. Like, okay, yeah, for me, like Episode 3 was like kind of like my kind of like personal thing where I was like, okay, Star Wars is really cool. I mean, yeah, Episode 1 was one of the first things I saw. Yeah, I talked about this. Yeah, I think live stream. But Episode 1 was definitely the kind of like my introduction to Star Wars. I wasn't really paying too much attention. I was like, okay, there's Jar Jar. Okay, there's Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. They're cool. And then, of course, when the Maul battle happened, I was like, oh, this is Star Wars. This is awesome. I love this. And then I was getting to Episode 2. I kind of didn't remember very much from that. And then I just went basically straight on to Episode 3. And I was like, oh, this is the greatest thing. I love Anakin. I love Obi-Wan. They're my favorites. They look cool. Episode 3 is probably definitely my favorite of the prequels. I'm just kind of biased. Excuse me. Start yapping, stop yawning. Start yawning. Because I'm not breathing. But yeah. So episode 3 holds a special place in my heart, so especially with Anakin and Obi-Wan, so I'm like, gotta get them. Gotta get them in hand and see what's going on. Because I didn't get the set. I didn't get what was the Hasbro Pulse set where they were like on Mustafar and they're fighting and you had like the different hands and heads accessories and the different effects for all the lightsaber stuff. So I'm bummed I missed out on that, but only time can tell. So I'm just glad I at least got the figures and and y'all know it's probably better if I don't get those bigger sets because I'm running out of space. I'm basically already out of space, but I need to kind of not get bigger things, get little individual things of but if I want to improve figures and kind of just updates, just kind of like tweaking the collection as much as I can while still doing simple things. So, but yeah. Also reminds me they still need to release what's her name? The cave woman that goes with what's her name? Kazar. I forget what her name is, but need to get her from the Marvel Rivals box set that they did, or the Gaberverse, whatever it was. We had her and Savage Land Rogue, and then also Pterodactyl guy. I forget what his name. He's a doctor. But I want to really get that set, but impossible at this point, and can't really get it for a decent price, especially in box. I really want to get that thing in box so I can open it here on stream. But if not. But I want to at least get the regular cave woman and then the doctor pterodactyl dude because he's really cool. And I'm like, I need that. I need those. But I'll take the rogue too because I won't say no to a Savage Land rogue because she looks badass and then she's all, double jointed and pinless. So improvements there. So I'm like, it looks like a great figure. It's not the greatest, but it looks cool. It looks great. So yeah, cool little pickups. Something to hopefully look forward to in the near future, specifically with the He-Man, the Masters of the Universe stuff. Seeing what this Chronicles line is really gonna be showing for us. I'm still like thinking about, like with Mattel having DC back, I think kind of starting more so next year, and then the year on, I think, kind of, and seeing what they're going to do collector-wise because of the basic toys that they have out so far. Those actually look pretty decent. Those don't look too bad to me. I kind of like the proportions that they have going, and I like the style, and, I'm not going to complain. I mean, like, mainly, like, I deal with Mezco, so I'm kind of like, I'll kind of wait and see, like, until, like, I know for sure. Because I would prefer having, better Mezco, kind of classic versions. Because you got your Superman, you got your Batman, you have a few, like a Wonder Woman. Still kind of more modern. I would like to see them redo, Wonder Woman at some point. Also, definitely need to redo a Flash, and I don't even have that one, so need that. With like a more classic Green Arrow, maybe even like a re-release of that old one. Maybe if they updated it a bit more, would be fun. Did they do a Shazam? I can't remember if they done a Shazam or not for Mezco. If they had, it's been a long time, but need him. I would love to see them do Green Lantern. They've done pretty good. I would like to see a more classic costume, but I know Mezco like the Mezco-fi. Their things and their Hal Jordan. Yeah, it looks great, so I probably prefer to get that one because that's what I'm used to. Who else? Kind of like of the Justice League. There's Martian Manhunter as well. he's always there. Yeah, right now I'm using a McFarlane, kind of the more modern one. I don't know if it's New 52, but it's a more modern version, but not my favorite, but I'm like, it's fine for now. It's kind of a placeholder. I might see because I did, oh yeah, because that reminds me, I think there was like that Page Punchers, McFarlane, um, what is it? The McFarlane, yeah, Martian Manhunter, where he's more vibrant, a lot more classic. So I was tempted by that, but I'm like, maybe I'll wait a little bit. But he does seem a bit smaller, so I'm like, he might scale a little bit better even compared to the one I have now. So I'm very tempted by that, just to see if he'll be a good improvement. But I kind of see him; he's kind of like the same kind of height as like Superman in my mind, and Superman is like slightly taller when it comes to Batman, and then like Wonder Woman is kind of like about the size of Superman. Anyways, Batman's always a little shorter because he's an actual dude. He's not like an alien. Yeah, I was gonna say weirdo freak, but they're not freaks. You know, they're superheroes. I mean, they're aliens, but you know, or like in Diana's case, yeah, she's an Amazon warrior. Make sure all my things working. Oh yeah, my live chat. There we go. But yeah, so gotta see what's gonna be going on with the Justice League. Also, would like to see maybe like a new like an Aquaman would be nice. I do, yeah, I do have a good Robin. I do have a good other kind of blue suit Batman. I think the Mezcos are fine. Um, and then Red Hood's good. I'm trying to think of probably like a Nightwing I would like to see. I know that there's like that Mafex one. Yeah, the Hush version, but maybe I don't know. I'm just kind of like I just want him like in the all black with just the logo on there, and that's like it. Yeah, with the mullet and everything. Is that what his thing was? I can't remember what his kind of costume was. I know that's still more modern, and then also Mezco is doing that as well, but in their own style. But I would probably prefer, I don't know, because he would go well with the Red Hood. I would just need then to kind of figure out what to do with my Batman situation, because I feel like Batman by this point kind of he might need his own shelf because he's got so much, and I need to just have a DC Universe shelf, including the Justice League. I kind of need to do that, yeah, with my Avengers at some point, but we'll see down the line. Rambling as always, so it'll be interesting to see how toy stuff is going to be going the rest of this year. Oh yeah, and then I think Hasbro is doing a fan stream. I think next week. Um, what is it? It's a like they're doing like a live stream, kind of like their Marvel Legends. I think just showing off yeah, their San Diego Comic Con exclusives. Oh yeah, and then I remembered oh yeah, oh okay, oh well not remembered, but I did look and saw that. Hey Gabe, why you got a big X on your thing? Hello Gabe. Sorry I missed you last time. My live chat was not popping up. I don't know why it wasn't working, but good to see you, bro. A little early stream this Friday. Doing our thing. Talking toys. Just got over the, yeah, just went over, yeah, our pickups. So, yeah. It's nothing. In all caps. It's nothing. I swear, bro. I swear. What else? I guess, yeah. So yeah, so looking forward to see what Mattel does with DC. Looking forward to the Masters of the Universe movie and the figures. Got the He-Man, got the Scareglow there, so going to be looking at those in a couple weeks. And then, of course, forward to looking at some more Star Wars stuff with the Anakin, yeah, from Episode 3, and then also the Mando from Season 1, or from the first episode. Pretty cool. But Gabe says, how's your day? It's been pretty decent. I was at work all day. Like, literally. Like, from, 5 to 3:30. That's my schedule. Every day. For the past, whole last month. But it's pretty good. Yeah, I hope your day's going well, Gabe. I mean, it's a Friday. I assume you don't have much going on for the weekend. I unfortunately have to work tomorrow. So that's something I get to look forward to. Gotta make that money. I guess so. That's what they want. So they're like, okay, we're dragging you to the pit. And all of us are like, all right, I guess we're going to the pit. We don't really think we really need to or should to, but you're making us, so whatever. But yeah, so we're just surviving through. Oh yeah, also did want to say for like watching stuff like shows and movies. I don't think I've mentioned this too much. I think like a couple times before, but I have been watching the original the Muppet Show. Finally got to season 5. Finally finished season 5. So that is it for the Muppet Show. And then I got to figure out what to watch next. I was thinking about the newer the Lord of the Flies series, but I have to kind of make time for that because those episodes are kind of long. And then even the Hulk Hogan that documentary series. I've been debating on getting into that. I like kind of like started it last night, but I got like 10 minutes in and I was like, this is not the vibe right now. I don't really vibe with Hogan that much. It's kind of, I get the legacy, but I'm like, bro, I don't need to watch it. Is Lord of the Flies any good? Apparently it's really good. This new series. The book itself is very good. Yeah, I read that during high school because it's very intense. It's very graphic, so be wary. You see children go crazy on an island and do some weird stuff, so be prepared. But apparently, like, it looks great. It's like apparently like the acting's very good, so yeah. Gabe's like, cool, yeah. It's very trippy. It's very weird. Oh, yeah. A little intense, so I don't know how you'd feel about having to watch that. But it's very good. So if you're able to, if you're allowed to, if you get, I know, yeah, probably like in some people's cases, they gotta get permission. So if you're able to, and you think it's good, hope you enjoy it. Also, the beard has been growing. I forgot to mention that. It's probably gonna be going away because it's time for the stash to make a comeback. But also need to just get a haircut in general. This hair is out of whack. It is time. It's all greasy and don't like it. Don't like it when it gets to this point. Yeah, where I cannot wear a hat and it looks fine. So all screwed up right now. But but we're gonna have our thing. Also debating on watching Daredevil Born Again. That's probably gonna be at some point for sure, because kind of to prepare for Spider-Man, a brand new day. I would think so, because you got Punisher in there. You probably got Daredevil in there. Let's be honest, and then especially Hulk. He's gonna be in there, and gotta pick up. Oh yeah, and then that makes me think about I gotta pick up probably the figure arts Hulk because that looks pretty good. I know he only has like brown pants. I wish he had a more colorful pants. I wish they would just give him like just straight up purple pants, honestly, because even like the Legends does that. But that Tamashi Naso, but that figure arts version looks. I mean, it's kind of night and day. One is a more kind of like more generic, and then the other one is more realistic feeling and probably feels more specific and looks more like Mark Ruffalo instead of like the Legends where it's kind of like it looks like Mark Ruffalo, but he's kind of balding at the top. Let's be honest. So I gotta make my choices. Hopefully that figure arts one isn't like stupid expensive. I assume it's gonna be like over like 100, knowing but SH figure arts prices, but we can hope, we can pray that it's not gonna be a wallet killer. So time will tell. We shall see. But in any case, we're about 30 minutes in. I don't think I have anything else to yap about, and I need to kind of get going for time because I'm very narrow on time. I have to do so much in one day to even just prepare for the next day I have coming. So we are gonna switch my camera over. We are going to look at this Bowser Jr. and the clown car. Oh yeah, I did also want to say, originally planned to do something more simplified. Okay, yeah, let me go back. So I have planned out, my live streams up to the start of July, at least so far. I have to see. Yeah, I have to remember if I need to take pictures of stuff. I think I have everything kind of like lined up still, like as I have it like down on my calendar. So up to like literally like the first Friday of July, I have my live streams all scheduled, and Bowser Jr. and the Clown Car were scheduled for this. But I wasn't really planning on working this weekend, so I was like, man, maybe I gotta change it. And that's what I was like thinking like the whole last week. And so I originally, here, I'll just show you. Where is she? Oh, she's back over here. Oh, come on, get on out of here. So originally, or we're kind of like, I don't know the word. I was gonna switch Bowser Jr. up with Warbird. I would say technically just Miss Marvel. I just call her Miss Marvel. That's my specific version of her, that I prefer to like call her. Yeah, this is just Miss Marvel to me. I was gonna do her this week, but then just thinking about it more, I'm kind of like, this Bowser Jr. and the Clown Car, it's not too much. It's not a whole lot of crazy stuff going on. We do have a couple things, of course, but then the Bowser Jr. is kind of straightforward. We know what's going on there. But, I was going to do something more simplified, but I was also like, need to not do Marvel. Did Marvel last week. I know that was more, MCU, but this is more comic. But expect her probably at some point, because I need to do just like a classic Avengers, and she's going to look great on the Avengers shelf with all the team. And she's kind of like one of the classic Avengers, like in my eyes, because because as a kid, I watched Superhero Squad, the show. I think it was on Cartoon Network, might be Nickelodeon. I think it was Cartoon Network, but she was like a main character there. She was a main Avenger. I was like, give me that. Need her. Nostalgic. Looks great. Can't wait. Kind of maybe prefer have a head sculpt that's more like this. That's what I kind of think of her as, instead of like, this with the domino masks. Yeah, kind of going there, like different looks there. So in time, we'll see. And I think that there is like another, like a Dark Avengers version of her that has like the whited out eyes, but it's all like the same kind of thing that's going on here. So might prefer to get that also as well, and also to complete my Dark Avengers, because but as we know, they got Bullseye as as Hawkeye, who's coming out sooner or later. I can't remember what he's supposed to be a part of, what line or what year, but definitely need to get my Dark Avengers completed. Need to get that Iron Patriot. I just need to get that Cabal 3-pack, but that's like one of the most impossible things you can really get, because they have that Taskmaster and that and then that Iron Patriot figure. Both are really cool. The Doctor Doom I'm not too big on. I don't need a new one. I like my Legends one from the Super Skrull wave well enough, but I wish that they would just release that Iron Patriot and the and their Taskmaster, because it was like nearly impossible, I think, for most people to get, which sucks, because that was an Amazon exclusive. Fuck Amazon, by the way. Frickin' taking everything from me. Even though people are, hyping up, their Lizard figure that they just did recently, and it looks good, but I'm just like, I don't need it. I have the classic one, and I have the original, the Build-A-Figure. I know a lot of people like that Todd McFarlane head, but I'm like, it's not really something necessary. Like, maybe I'll get it if I see it, but I'm like, or maybe if it goes on like discount, like I might be interested, but usually these days I'm trying to avoid buying too much from Amazon, if I'll be honest. That's just my personal preference. That's just what I like to do because these corporations do terrible stuff. Let's be honest. But I'm still, as you can still see, I'm still a shill in some way. I'm still a consumer of products that truly don't really matter to what our world is going through, but it's something that I enjoy. It's something that I love to do. Something I've been committed to do, like for like what, over 10 years now, like ever since high school. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy being alive, doing this shit, talking with y'all here on the internet. So thank y'all to whoever supports me, whoever likes, comments, and subscribes. Appreciate it. I think we're at like 322 subscribers, so thank y'all for the support on that. And thank you for the support on the shorts. I think the Daredevil and the and the Punisher one. I think did that hit 1,000 views? I can't remember. I know it got like over like 900 like the day that I posted it. So yeah, which was what, Wednesday, because that was the day that Punisher was coming out. But also I was kind of forgetting about it, so I was like, okay, gotta get on with this thing to get it out there, to get the algorithm, to get everything going. Oh, and then also, that new Punisher figure, looks decent. I mean, like before like the series came out, I was like, I can tell it's not really accurate to the series, but I'm like, that doesn't bother me too much. And hearing that the series isn't really that much impactful, just kind of generic Punisher stuff, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of concept art kind of thing, so maybe, but it's not necessary. It looks pretty good, but it's just not the one that I'm looking for. So I'm kind of okay with my, with my Born Again one, because I think that kind of looks more like John Berthel. I think that's just what his Punisher looks like in my brain, so we'll kind of get there. We'll see what goes on. This chair's like so squeaky. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Like right here, it's like it's super squeaky. Squeak, squeak, squeak. All right. I'll stop yapping finally, and we will get into this Bowser Jr. We'll stop yapping about Marvel and DC and Masters and Spider-Man, Batman, the Justice League, Star Wars. Do our thing. So we will switch on over. Yeah, he is fully not in frame. Hello. Look at this massive bastard. This massive freaking box, brother. He looks so good, I will say. I am pretty excited to finally get my hands on this. Actually, I will. Hold on. Give me a minute. I am going to set up for success. So, be right back. All right. And we are back. So here's our Bowser Jr. in all his Polastic glory and his giant frickin' box here with the clown car. Have your we'll just go over this. So got this at Walmart. Because this was one of the things I didn't even know that they were releasing. I mean, I didn't even know that they were having a second wave of these until the movie basically came out. And yeah, and I saw them in the store. I think I had this story before, but that was with the actual wave, yeah, where I got the Yoshi, the Rosalina, and that Bowser Jr. But then with this, I did see that as well. Yeah, online, yeah, this set, but didn't really know like where it would be because it wasn't at Target, and I was like, maybe Walmart, maybe some other store like GameStop, but Walmart has it. It's there. They still have like a few there, but I was like, I'm gonna get it now because I want it. I yeah, I like having the Bowser Jr. with the mask on, and especially having the clown car. That's just a cool little piece there, and I think I can fit it in. I'll have to rearrange some stuff, but time will tell. But yeah, but we'll go over the whole box thing here. Of course, you have this giant window here that shows off everything you're basically getting, even including something back there that we'll talk about in a minute. But then at the bottom of the box have your Nintendo Illumination, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It is Bowser Jr. and Clown Car in different languages, and you got Mario flying in space there. One set. Hey, juego. And then you got choking hazards warning at the top. Another window there, Super Mario Galaxy, and then you have the Galaxy all there. And then on the side, have your Mario Galaxy logo there, have the nice promo art of Bowser Jr. kind of like stepping out of the clown car with the arms there. Then you have the little art, kind of promo art of Yoshi and with the mini Bowser on top of his head, which we don't actually see, by the way, which is weird. Spoilers, but I'll spoil stuff. And then we got Peach there with the umbrella. That's very nice. She looks cool. And have Rosalina's, like her spaceship, her space station, essentially. And then have Toad. Yeah, with the headlamp, and he has the pickaxe, and he's throwing that, looking cool. Super Mario Galaxy movie at the bottom. This is a big-ass box. We got the Jakks logo, 2026. Have your things here, official Nintendo license, Illumination made, Canada, UK, and then have Mario doing like the spin thing with the thing there, and then have your barcode. No Luigi. At least not yet, I guess. Oh. Speaking of, there's our Luigi there. He's all freaking out. Then Bowser Jr. and Clown Car nameplate there with your different language translations. Super Mario Galaxy. Have your promo images, so where you have punching arms, so where this has a little, I guess, kind of trigger on there, so you can do that. Also has propelling spins, or propeller spins, as I should say. And then you have some basic kind of goings on there of just showing off the figures, and then exclusive figure, because this only has mask compared to maybe even just making just a Bowser Jr. that had, alternate mask there, because they want to sell you this as well, also trying to get you to get this. And then with this, I didn't know this, and I don't know if this is true for the original figure, but if you dip his little paintbrush thing and water reveal sticker, so that's what is on the back, kind of like that white thing over there, so reveal kind of stickers, so where they'll be colorful. I don't know if we'll be doing that today. That might be something just for me to look at, so apologies. But then you also have the Yoshi Egg playset as a display there, so where I think he's going to like the museum or something, or on the street, because they have that scene, where they have the Biggie, where they had the Biggie song, which was kind of a surprise, but not too bad. Could have been, I think, a little bit better, but I won that a little bit longer, but whatever. But cool little set that we have here. Looks pretty cool. So we'll just stop yapping. We're gonna open up this. I don't know if I'm gonna really keep anything from this box. Kind of up in the air at the moment about it. So I'll just see what kind of goes down. What's the vibes? But we'll get out my trusty X-Acto blade here. And I think I want to go kind of Legends route, so where I'll open up here on the side. I'm going to move stuff because I don't have that much space to really work with this giant thing, especially with this box. But you just have just a tape piece there. Also, no, but actual like a Rosalina on the box either. She could have been at the top. Could have put her with the Lumas. That would have been cool. I need to get Luma. I don't even have one. It'd be nice. Of course, yeah, that's mainly because I haven't picked up the Mario or the Luigi from the newer wave. Because as of right now, I just can't justify for the moment. I just don't care that much. I'm like, give me it at a deal. Oh, there's another glue thing. Excuse me. Come back, knife. Come back, X-Acto. There we go. Also at the bottom, of course. Got to make sure it's secure all the way around. Like someone is going to be able to steal this. Hopefully I don't knock over everything. Okay, X-Acto I think is done. Hopefully for the day. I know, yeah, I can already see, and I know we will need our snips here, but we'll set him to the side till we're ready. Then we're gonna open up our box here, get all of our flaps going. And there is another, hold on, another piece of tape here for the inside. Just to make sure it's even more, how do I, okay, there it is. You can see the tape there, but. So yeah, so they have that other tape piece there, so I'll have to cut that, I guess, or I can just take it. Yeah, I'll just take it out. Okay. Hold on, y'all. But there's our big old empty box. Look at all that. Look at all that space. Big old box. Oh my god. To the ether. And no Hasbro paper, so no safety paper to throw. But there he is in all his plastic glory. Well, here they are. It's 2 items. It's 2 sets. Well, it's a set. It's a figure and a thing. But nice little setup here. I think they literally... Okay, yeah, they literally did tape, I think, the actual innards here to make sure that it's all secure. But the inside is basically like your Galaxy design, but in like a kind of like a super pale coloration. So I guess kind of to make these pop more compared to the outside of the box and then the inside here. But we're going to get out our X-Acto again. Cut up our tape. Pretty nice here. Try to see, do we have any more places? Oh, that's kind of, yeah, I forgot that they do that. Feature, Bowser Jr. And then, does this hold? I don't know if this holds it down more so. Ah, there is a flap at the bottom here, as you can see. There's that top one. Here's your bottom one. There we go. So that might be our way out. Let's see. I'll probably pick these up. Oh, and you do have your separate pieces here. So here's our first little thing. Here's all your rest. So where you have your actual trigger mechanism, I guess that goes onto the back of the clown car, and then your little sticker sheet there. X-Acto, at least to maybe get this. I want to be careful though, so I might just, yeah, I'll just be able to tape there. I won't need the X-Acto. Packaging, yeah, the innards here, I don't really care too much for just because it's so, oh, I didn't even realize you got a giant Bowser Jr. with his, yeah, with his, is that just him? No, that's more of like his, like more of like his ink form, I guess. Yeah, you would call it. I forget what you call that thing, but that's kind of cool. Cool. You can barely even like see that there, but it's a giant, like a Bowser Jr. face. If you can see that with the eyes and the eyebrows and the nose, and he's like in space. I'm just little showing off there. I got garbage. Get out of my hands. And then, yeah, we'll get out this little trigger there. Gonna use my snips as per usual. Well, definitely gonna be a little bit easier. Get this out. So there's just two there. So there's your trigger mechanism. So pretty basic, if I should say. There it is. The box. Dude can go away to the ether that it belongs to. Hopefully there's nothing else in that box. Actually makes me curious now, but we'll get everything kind of in frame here. Also want to get rid of my microplastics, because bruh. Hold on. Let me see. Let me double check with this box, because it did make a pretty loud noise. So I'm like, I don't know if there's stuff under there with the supports that they have, or if there's, or if I'm just being paranoid. No, there's nothing in here. Be on the floor. Be in the ether. Be going to the garbage can at some point, so not too big of a deal. Get in that box. Let's kind of scoot up in here. All right, here we are. So yeah, there's our little trigger thing. I will show off. There's our little sticker sheet. Oh yeah, and also gives you your little breakdown here. We'll open this at least. We're definitely gonna be opening this. I don't know if we'll be doing our actual sticker color thing. It might be like a separate maybe video if y'all want to see that, but I might just do that for myself personally. But okay, yeah. So here's just our sticker sheet. Pretty basic there, but nice little stickers. Have little like paint streaks there. Have a Bowser Jr. painting with a it looks like a dead Mario, I guess. But then you have two Bowser Jr. with your lightning kind of paints, like your scribbles. It's like a little bomb one, and then like crazy like Joker face, and then of course the big teeth there. But look at that, like little bomb, or me, it's me. So that's kind of fun. So pretty cool there. Definitely can't wait to try that out with the water. But I don't know if I'll actually be doing it or not, because I do like keeping the stuff pristine. I don't want to really deal with that too much if I don't have to. But it's kind of neat that both Bowser Jr. and Bowser both have water specific gimmicks that you can do, because of course with the Bowser that they made, he has like the breath where it's supposed to like simulate fire, but it's like a light, and with the basically where he's basically like a humidifier in some cases. So pretty neat that there's like that little water connection for toy wise. But here's our little like our manual that gives you your contents all going on there. So where you have your Bowser Jr. figure, your clown car, your 2 arms, your paintbrush, your water reveal sticker sheet, your handle, and your base. So pieces all there. Has your little how to attach the arms if you want to do the mechanism play. So these are removable, so that's actually kind of nice. So if I want to have him, so if I want to have the clown car more basic, I guess I can, and then have these will be at 90 degrees, and then you would insert your trigger there. Sorry, I'm not showing it, but there's your 90 degrees. And there's your arms that go up in there. And then you would insert that, and then, and then he has a button on the back to push it out if you prefer not to have it on there. So that's pretty neat. So that goes. And then on the inside, just show you that, you can have Bowser Jr. in the clown car. Clown car goes on the base, and then brush goes into his hand, and you can possibly display him like that. Hopefully, he can actually hold the paintbrush compared to his other one, because it's not the best. And then this one, you dip in water, and then you just actually paint over it, which is neat. So pretty cool. And then with the the mechanism, so it will be your which trigger? Okay, it is gonna be on top. So it is gonna be your tinier, like your more like your actual like your longer trigger here is gonna be the one that moves the arms up. Okay. Yeah, so this will do your left arm, and then this will do your right arm there. And then, how do we do for the pace? To reset both arms, so then what do we do to have the propeller going? Is that just going to be a part of it? I don't know for sure. But he still can't, like, rotate his arms, I guess. Just normally. So that's very weird that they don't really specify, but they're like, this is your mechanism play to reset both arms, or it's like put it at 90, go up, and then come back down, or whatever, I guess. But cool. So nice little instruction sheet. Would maybe prefer how to do that. Looks like that might be more of a battery powered thing. I wish they would maybe explain that a bit more, but maybe I'm not. Instructions. Assistance to assembly. Okay. Nothing too much really going on when it's telling you how to play with this thing. It just shows you images. So. Not too bad. Still pretty generic, very basic, but I think mostly could be able to figure out what's going on here. We're going to move these to the side, though. Make room for what we're looking at. We'll get our trigger later, but here it is. Oh, let me make sure everything's working. Live chat's good. So here they are, our Bowser Jr. and Clown Car. Look at them. They look so cool. Look so good in all their plastic glory. We're going to get out Mr. Snips, though, and get out his stuff. So we'll first get to this paintbrush. Pretty sure this is basically 1-to-1. Oh, but this is like all foamy. This is going to be weird. It's already weird. How do I get this guy out of here? Does he have another wrap? No. Oh. Okay, so that's weird. So it's kind of like a more like a foam texture. And it is a squishy thing, so good there. You can also take off all these paint things going on here, but pretty good. It looks pretty good. Has your silver top there with your Bowser Jr. logo there, and that purplish kind of shiny blue with that copper. The back there, more silver for the handle, more copper, and even some banding around, and then down to the actual hold, kind of there, the actual, the grip of the paintbrush. Then have some more silver and some copper there, and then two little divots there. So very nice little detail. It's weird that this is actual, like a foam piece. So this will actually soak up water and then be able to do your thing. So that's kind of crazy. I guess don't get too crazy with this. I feel like this will deteriorate at some point. So it's good that they made a second one that's just plastic, and we'll compare that anyways. But very nice there. Then we'll get out Bowser Jr., of course. There we go. Let's see if we can get him. All right, son. One foot after the other. You Big ass baby Koopa. I did cut that. His arm is just not coming out. Ooh, there we are. Make sure I'm getting all these out. Not missing any, hopefully. And on this one and this one, okay. This stuff out of my way. There we go. Garbage goes there. And we'll just go ahead and get the clown car out just to have it out here. Look at that. They have like 3 whole freaking other bands just to hold up the top of it. One for the propeller. One for each arm. There's one more, or is it just in there? Doesn't look like... Oh, yeah, there's also one for the base. There we go. There we are. There's the guy by himself. Well, there we go. There's a base. With all the plastic. Well, look how huge those are. Okay, that's just 2. I thought it was 3, but still, insane amount of stuff going on here. Look at all these plastic bits. Look at all this garbage. To the ether with you. To be disposed of. Alright. That's it for our snips. Put that away along with our thing. We're gonna actually do it. So I don't have to do it later, because that's what I always forget to do stuff later. Gotta get stuff down in the know. Sorry for leaving it all out there and being all messed up. Okay. But first, we'll get you situated. How the hell do you do this? Is that like that? Oh my god. It's very specific, I guess. Sits there with the propeller. Kind of in the middle there. Look at that thing. It's actually displayed pretty nicely. And not too big. I thought it'd be bigger. So I don't know. I'll have to see what I can come up with. See how the setup's going to look. But in any case, we'll get into Junior first. He's the one thing we've basically seen in total of, except for, like, you know, really one major thing. And he also has a little green paint right there. Kind of sucks. Cool. Yeah, this guy's a little dirty, I will say, out of box. Everything isn't really too dirty. Main thing is, like, he has a big paint splotch on his hand there, well, his finger, but might be easy enough to cut off. It's actually getting paint on my fingernail. But yeah, there's our Bowser Jr. there with the mask on fully, and this is, I believe, it might be the same sculpt as the original head, but then they just, you know, glued on the actual thing there, because you do see the teeth under there. Yeah, the one tooth that's sticking out, his little smile. So I'm pretty sure that this is just the same head, but with the mask glued on there, has the wrap around there, has the cool little patterns and designs, and has his mouth, of course, when he's all ready for battle and ready to transform and stuff. And then has the has the signature orangey red hair, tough ponytail with the black band around, and then has the two little horns, has the orange eyebrows there, has the more reddish eyes with the black iris and with that little dot for the shine, has the little nostrils there, of course the mouth and the teeth that you can barely see up there, but it's right there, so not bad. And then on the shell, I think it's the same exact as we saw before. Pretty actually, kind of not super pointy, but enough to make sense, and is a nice sculpt there. Then have your green kind of head going on there with your pale color, and then that pale color continues down to the actual, the actual like the chest, kind of like the front of your shell down there, and then it has this great green kind of spray on the back of the neck and on the shoulders and on the top of the arms to kind of bring that green coloring all around it as it is. Then have your black bands around the wrists here, and then have your hands that articulate there, so where they're closed, but they can also be a little bit open if you want them. Then have your regular kind of little Bowser Jr. feet, your three little toes, and also the little tail with no spike on it yet. And I don't know if this tail actually moves. I think the original one did, but I don't want to stress this too much, so I'm not going to push it. But we'll go... Okay, but we'll go over his articulation, but style-wise, it's just Bowser Jr., but it's what I was expecting. It's what I wanted to see. Get that in here. And then, I just like him having the mask up. I think it's pretty cool. I think that they just should have done that, as a accessory, like by itself, like have the mask down and then be able to have the mask on. Would have been cool as its own release, but I get why they want to do it here, because they want to sell you this and get you this guy. But maybe it would have been nice to get a different character, because there's so many characters in that movie. I don't know who else could work as being in the clown car, like besides Bowser Jr., because that's like kind of like the best for him. Like it's doing the clown car. Of course, you could do maybe Bowser as well, but he's way too big. You'd have to make a massive one, and they're probably not going to do that. So Bowser Jr. works for now. I guess if you all have any other ideas of what they maybe could have done with this, let me know, because I can't really think of any. Because of course they did Yoshi and Rosalina on her own. I won't get into spoilers, so if y'all haven't seen it or even just don't care, which kind of like a 50-50 these days. Also have I don't know who else could come with this, but I do kind of expect a Star Fox maybe, because he was in there, and then a Mr. Game & Watch would be nice, because he was like the big kind of surprise for me. I'll be honest, at the near the end of the movie, he was really cool. I guess I should have said spoiler warning, but I did say I'm talking about spoilers now, so spoilers. Apologies if that wasn't that clear. So apologies for spoiler. Don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie. I guess I should have said that before, but we're saying it now. An hour and 8 minutes in, almost 10. What else? Yeah, but I don't know who else they could really give us. Could give us who was it? Rob. Yeah, they could give us Rob. Yeah, Rob would be so fun to have, like as a full-on figure to go with these guys. I really just want to get like a whole Smash Bros. Kind of collection going on there. And I know there is more game accurate. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I forgot about this too. I did see the SH figure arts of the Mario and Luigi from the games. They look pretty good, but I'm like, I'm okay with my movie figures for now. I like their scale. I like how they all look together. So it's like I'm very tempted, but that would be more of like an actual like a video game shelf. But that's kind of like what I have going on here with this Mario movie stuff. So yeah, because I got the FNAF stuff, I got the Minecraft stuff there with them. So it's like kind of work for now, so I'm not going to go too crazy. But those figure arts ones, yeah, they do look good, but just not what I need right now. Just not something that I'm too interested in. Like they look good, and doing a Smash Bros setup would be nice, but having seen all the cameos and stuff that we've gotten in the movie are pretty good. Let me actually center this up a little bit more. This looks a bit better, but yeah, but hopefully we'll be getting more figures from this movie. I know we're still getting Luigi. He's not out yet, but we got Mario, but they both just come with Lumas and are just, I think, a bit more updated, like probably a little bit more closer to how they've done their Sonic figures, and like, and of course, and that's how they kind of took the course with the rest of these figures in this newest wave, kind of integrating more specific like figure. Oh, like articulation that's a little bit more closer to their Sonic movie stuff, which is great, by the way. I still need to get Knuckles, I still need to get Tails, but they're not that easy to find really anymore. I regret not getting, I think, a Knuckles before, but you know, it is what it is. I'll get to it at some point. I'm not going to stress too much about it. Because nothing's really happening with Sonic that much right now. I know that they're making the fourth one, and Jim Carrey, I think, is officially returning for Robotnik yet again. He's not retired just yet. He's basically not doing very much of anything else, but he's doing Robotnik. He's doing Eggman in Sonic because he's honestly pretty great in that. In 3, I think it was a little much. For the time, it was a big hype. But I think kind of like after the fact, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get what y'all are doing. But I'm kind of ready to just have Robotnik be Robotnik. Kind of do his thing. Of course, he's basically there, but, you know, with him and his dad in the whole last movie, they were a little bit more ridiculous, but I didn't mind it too much. It was a lot of fun. It was very cool. All right. Move Junior to the side for a minute because we'll get into our clown car. Oh, wait. I do want to get into his articulation. Yeah, real quick, though. Apologies. But basically, you know, the exact same setup as the other Bowser Jr. has a ball, I think, or or even a dumbbell at the top of the head. Yeah, from the neck. So it can look up about that far. Look down about that far. Probably a little bit, maybe a little bit better compared to the original. I can't remember, but you know, but can also rotate, but can't really tilt his head, but a little bit of rotation there, but gets kind of stuck there. So with the joint, so it can only really go back and forth. So not too much at the shoulder. Hinge up about that far. Pretty good. Come back down about that far. Come around. Have a double jointed elbow. So if your arm is like straight on, yeah, not very much 90. You don't get a lot of cut there. But you do also get I think also slightly a rotation. No, it might be just a joint, but maybe like a little tiny bit. But then at the wrist, you do rotate, and of course at the fingers, they do hinge there, so he can hold his brush. Though I will say kind of sits a little high for him. Maybe he's supposed to be holding it, but this thing is like so top heavy, so. But he can grip it pretty well. Yeah, it's not really that secure a fit. I mean, I literally brought the original one, and I had to rubber band his thing. Yeah, I had to rubber band like his brush around the hand, just to not risk losing it because this thing was so top heavy. Also, I don't think I ever mentioned on stream. I did see the movie, of course. Yeah, I think I showed off the ticket. It's been a while since I've been to the movies. I gotta go again. Good thing that they have good movies that are coming out. What was it? Oh yeah, but at the Mario movie, I think I might have mentioned this. I can't remember, but there was like a family, yeah, that was sat beside, my friend and I who went to go see it. And they, they had like two like young kids with them. They were probably like just toddler age, like about like maybe like 4, maybe 5, and they were not having it. Just sitting there and watching the movie, even though they probably did want to see it, but they were just like moving. They kept talking and kept being like, "I need to go. I need a snack. I need to go to the bathroom. I need to get up. I need to do this. I'm not comfortable," and all that stuff. And they weren't like allowed to, like, they weren't like too distracting, but they were like, yeah, there was like one kid who was like running back and forth. Uh, like they kept like going in and out. And then it was like, I think literally like halfway through the movie, like they just left. Like the mom like took the 2 boys and they just went out, went out of the theater, and then the dad kind of like gathered all their stuff, and then it's like, and then they left, and we were like, damn, those poor parents having to hopefully have a nice family time to go see a movie, hopefully that the kids were interested in. And then, and then the kids are like, no, can't sit down. Just gotta be doing kid stuff. Because they're at that age where they just need to be doing stuff. They can't just sit down and be quiet at a theater. They're at that age range where they need to be actively doing stuff. So that was kind of funny. And it did not ruin the movie experience. It was like a little distracting because, at the corner of my eye, and I wasn't trying to bother them or be like, hey, you're being loud or whatever, because I don't want to be a dick. But they were cool about it. Like, yeah, I think that they understood, and they were just like, we're going. Yeah, we're not gonna be sticking around for this because it's just not worth it. So I feel sorry for those parents, and I understand that kids will be kids, but gotta see how things go. But yeah, Bowser Jr. pretty cool. For the rest of the articulation, a leg kicks forward about that far, not bad. Kick back about that far back, not too shabby. Can come out, not too bad. Can nearly do the splits, at least for a Bowser. Oh, well, for a Koopa. He is a Koopa. And then have your single jointed knee there, so where this is as forward as it can go, so doesn't really do that much back. Goes a little bit forward, but you do have some gap there as well, but can kick a little bit. But then you also have your foot swivel there, full 360 with the 3 little claws. Oh yeah, and you do have your little feet pads there, very nice with your serial number. And then the tail is, there is a separate seam there, but it does not move. I don't know if that's the same of the original. We'll kind of look at that stuff when we get to our comparisons. But there's our Bowser Jr. looking all spiffy. Pretty cool. And I don't know if I prefer this or if I prefer the other version. We'll look at that in a minute. So, my God, I'll stop yapping and get on with this thing. All right. So where are we already at? Because we're already at like 6:53. Damn, brother. All right. There's our clown car up here now. First, show off his little stand here. Just like your little 4-armed thing here, and then has some rivets on the side here, but just like your cone shape. Does have a magnet. That's very... unless that's like a rivet or something, like a cover for a screw or something. But very nice, basic, but this is kind of like it's meant to hold it like this, so your propeller just kind of sits in between all those, so no matter if it's like forward or backwards, in some case you can have it displayed, or even like sideways, you can still make it work, and then maybe even rotate them. We'll see how this goes. I don't even know if he has batteries included. I kind of doubt it, but I'll try. I'm definitely willing. It looks like this might have just batteries included, so make it as easy as as I guess they can. And with this trigger thing, I guess that might be Well, I don't know if it's going to be like fully like, yeah, but electronic. And it does say like these arms can technically come out, I guess. But I don't know. I'll have to just see. But I will talk about the actual detail on the clown car. Has your big orange smile there, has your two little dashes on either side of the eyes. These pure, pure black abyss eyes. And then has your green kind of top here, kind of showing that it's supposed to be metalwork with the rivets. Let's go to there. And then on the inside is your all black kind of base here. And then has your controls here. You have two little pedals and then your little stick and your shift thing. And then I guess that's like a monitor and then little buttons and dials and stuff. So pretty cool. And this is on a ball there. So that's pretty good. So we can move back and forth. This is a separate piece, but it's just there. And then these pedals don't do anything, but pretty nice. Pretty cool to have a little thing there. Is it centered up? I guess it is. Technically. There we go. I'm just like more used to it not being in the way, but I guess if they wanted to have a reason or show a way that they can drive it, it makes sense. And then, of course, he has the robot arms. Here, your little grabbers, and those are articulated here by the, yeah, of course, by our actual thing, and has actual fingers there as well, but I think that's more so with the mechanics, so we're not going to move that too much because I don't want to bother it. But then you have your rivets here on the side, kind of like a plating that are all painted silver, and then wrap around here to the propeller, which that can just spin by itself. But that's very cool, all green there. And then on the back has your hole for your trigger, and then has your release button there, and then another rivet there. So we will go ahead, get this in here. Okay, so it clocks in there. So then with our up one, we do. Okay, so it both activates the propeller and punches it forward. It's like, oh, if we can see that. So nice. And then with the bottom one is your left hand, also does the propeller. We can do, okay, we'll do a in person. And then, of course, this can, I assume this also doesn't work. We'll try it at least. I'll be careful. Of course, this kind of stops it from the thing, but gonna show off. They're not the best here, but nice little grabbers. Just very cool to have on here. I kind of wish I could take off these arms. I don't know if I'm able to. I think these are just like screwed in here. Because based on the packaging, based on the instructions, you should be able to just take this off. I think so, based on what they're showing me. Here, let me see, because then to reset the arms, hold on, sorry, I'm playing with this thing. Then this is so weird then. So should I, okay, I'm gonna detach. We'll show this kind of thing. Press this button until you just pull it out. So there you go. Pretty easy. We'll probably have that to the side, honestly. It's not probably going to be used that much. don't want to break this, but I do want to... I want to be careful. I don't want to break this. There we go. But it does kind of click into place. I do kind of wish I could take these out. I don't know if there's actually like a way, because, you know, based on what? Based on this diagram that they give you, it shows that these, because there's mechanism play, but they're like, oh, on the inside, but then they can show that they can go on here. So was this supposed to be like, you can separate these, and then they took that away? Or they were just like, okay, we're just going to put them in, and then y'all are just going to have to figure it out. That's what it feels like, at least for right now. I'll have to do some more research on that, just to make sure I'm not breaking this thing by pulling it. I just wish that they would specify it a little bit more, because it seems like that'd be pretty good. And then these are supposed to be 90 degrees. Okay, yeah, and I think I can just open up the fingers. Okay. Okay. So then just to show, so the fingers are separate. They do have their own articulation, so they can go all the way up and then even kind of backwards with the actual pointer finger piece with the little grabber. So now have your even if I have them a little more forward, that's a bit better. I do actually like that. I'll do that with this one as well. That also has the fingers, so kind of little grabber hands there. So pretty nice, pretty cool. But we'll put him on our display base and get Bowser Jr. in there, because that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to be thing for Bowser Jr. So there we go. We'll get him. I guess we'll get him without the thing first. I kind of prefer him just standing in there. There he is, in all his Koopa glory. See if I can get him to even mess with the remote maybe a little bit better. A little bit. So he's kind of riding it, but also needs his paintbrush as well. So I'll kind of just put that in here. So that's actually pretty cool. Trying to see if I can get them both looking forward. But look at that. Look at that little dude. That's so badass, honestly. I love that. I love that so much. But yeah. He looks great. Awesome. Yeah, this is an awesome little set. It just looks cool. I do want to see if I can take off these arms. That's something that does interest me a bit. I have a feeling that not really, based on the mechanics and what's going on there. So we'll kind of see. But it's just weird that this diagram basically is like, hey, here's your thing. Oh, unless they're just like, okay, it's your mechanism. But then, I don't know. They're not really specifying. I wish that they would actually say something. Because you do have, okay. They are separate. They are separate pieces, and that makes sense because you know the thing, but I don't know. I guess it's just supposed to like just show like just the mechanism. Be kind of like, hey, these are in here, this is what's in here, and that's what they go out to. Like they go out to the arms. Because I assume there's kind of like plug pieces that go in here. I don't know. I'll have to just research a little bit more. Because I kind of wish that the arms would come off. Because I probably prefer the clean look. So, like, you know, I know. Not having the arm things isn't really, you know, that big of a deal. Because in the movie, he does use ones with arms. Like, they do have ones that have arms. But I think he also does have one that doesn't have arms. So, probably prefer that more for Bowser Jr. if he didn't have the one with the arms. But, you know, it's still a cool play feature. I'm not going to complain about that because it's a neat little thing, especially with the propeller thing. The arms are okay. Like it's cool that they can actually like go out and nibble and articulate, but not just something I personally would need all the time. But it looks great. It looks cool. I love this. So yeah, cool little set. And yeah, and we'll just quickly get on to our comparisons. I want to get this going. We're already an hour and a half in. It's already 7 p.m. But I gotta do the thing. So I shall ready up in a sec. So give me a sec. I'm gonna mute my mic and get prepared. And we're back. We are getting on with our comparisons. So first thing, gonna compare this with our, if I can get him also holding this heavy ass thing. Have our original Bowser Jr. who can barely even hold his brush. To be honest, because it's so freaking top heavy. But you can see, of course, the obvious difference with the mask being on and then with the brush. See, even this is not that simple here, but we'll bring this down. So you all can see just how a little bit different these guys are. I think it's literally just the same head, but with a different mask, the same figure, I should say. Same thing there. He does have a bit more spray at the bottom. I forget if this one actually. It has a little bit. That one doesn't have any. This one doesn't have any give at all. This is solid. So, little difference there, but all in all, basically the same besides the bandana piece, which I kind of wish was just a separate piece to go onto this figure initially, because that kind of makes sense. But it makes sense that they want to do one accessory per figure, technically. So, well, except for Yoshi, he got like 3 things, but in any case, cool little figures. I might prefer Bowser Jr. just in this, like my regular one, and then maybe do my paintbrush one. With that, have one with just the paintbrush would be okay. But there's regular Junior. in this thing. He looks pretty good. He's still kind of big. Or, you know what? I think this clown car is still a bit small. Technically, I think it should be a tiny bit bigger because, yeah, because Bowser Jr. is still kind of like, I think he's still kind of like, is kind of like, fits a little bit more further down. You don't see his legs as much. And I don't really know how you're supposed to have him displayed with the kind of like the actual stick there. I think he just sits in there. I don't think he can actually reach it, to be honest. I want to double check. Because if they have pictures of this figure, because they don't, yeah, because he doesn't have the thing in his hand in any of the pictures, so it's basically just for, I guess, movie accuracy in some case. But I don't even know if they even had that in there, so I might just prefer him kind of like just doing his classic, kind of just leaning over like, oh, hello, Mario. Hello, Princess Rosalina. So he's just a little goober. He's just a little dude. Even if I wanted to, I can just stuff in his old paintbrush there, and there you go. Because he's concentrating on driving. He's not being distracted. He's at least a responsible little hoverboard driver. That's pretty cool. But, oh yeah, and then even to compare the paintbrushes, see here, have your foam thing here, and then have your plastic piece, and that makes sense there. But they actually made the inside white for this one, and then brown for the regular one. I wonder if that's a specific choice of some kind, but they look the same. Yeah, but there's your different brush tips. Have some more pieces there. Has that, of course, that, if you can hear that. Can you hear that? I assume you can't hear that. It's going. But as you can see, very different textures and detailing. I don't know which one I would prefer if one of these was my main display one. I mean, they're both going to be on display, but this is like my main Bowser Jr., so I don't know if he'll be on the thing or not. It's probably going to be this one on the thing. I probably just prefer him with just his. I think it's going to be fine. I probably prefer the Bowser Jr. with just the regular one, even though actually the paint on the other one is slightly better, so maybe. And yeah, and even if they just fit, yeah, they just fit perfectly, so it's not even really a problem. I mean, you can switch them around and you can tell. But just for accuracy's sake, and then also, like, yeah, I think that's also a good indicator that they have your white and then your brown, so you know which one came with which, or your white came with this clown car set, and then your brown came with your regular single release there. So very, very cool. Very, very nice. I love getting me another Bowser Jr. Always a needed little dude. Love my little Bowser Jr. dude. He is really cool. He's a funny little guy. Okay. Bruh. Okay. Get Junior back in his car seat. Maybe we'll do him like this still. Or he's like, what are you doing, Mario? Get away from my mama. As he did in the game. Hold on. That's your wrong one. That's yours. So there's our Bowser Jr. And we'll bring in Papa. Bowser, the big man. The king of the Koopas. Bam. Look at this motherfucker. He's huge. But looks so good. Of course he can't fit in the clown thing. That would be impossible. Even though I would honestly would not mind seeing a version of the clown car and it's Bowser size. Have him in a more prominent spot, feeling like. But they look great together. They all look really, really good. And then even if we want to switch it up with more different characters, so if I get out this Bowser Jr. and then have my Kamek, our Magic Koopa, because he was also in our second movie, kind of freaking out the whole time, crashing out. Bowser Jr.'s like, bro, you're being kind of dramatic, but you have your whole team here, looking really good. Of course, little dude is kind of small, so he can especially fit in this if we even wanted to do. Maybe I can get him like some magic effects or something. He's kind of perfect height for it. He's pretty good, but he's got magic, so he can just teleport and basically fly. So he doesn't really need to use this. But it looks fun. It looks fun in it. All right, we'll get Bowser out of here too. Clear this out. But it looks very good. Already, it's just an impressive little piece to have for the collection. Just adds a bit more to that Mario display. There we are. He's kind of blowing out my camera. Calm down, camera. All right. Next, we'll get on to our actual other figures. First, we got the first movie Mario figure, and then the Luigi. Go alongside with him. You can tell he's pretty big, but already expected there. Very much expected there. And then we'll get Princess Peach from the first movie and Toad from the first movie. So, potential for updates on getting these guys, I'll see at some point, but just for now, like these original movie ones, do it for me. And then I even gave the bag that Yoshi came with, with Luigi, because kind of like in that first movie, he did have like a little, like a plumber kind of bag kit with him for at least when they were like in New York. So it just felt right for Luigi, and I felt like he needed something. Like Mario, it's just Mario. Maybe I can give him a plunger, maybe, because that's what he came with. But I'm like, maybe I'll wait until like I get like a mushroom or something, because that's what I would kind of prefer. It would have been nice if he came with like a mushroom or something, because that makes sense. But I'm surprised we haven't got one yet, because because of course Peach came with Luigi came with the flashlight, Mario came with a plunger, Peach came with a umbrella, not a full like undid one, but a kind of like a wrapped up one, so it's more of just like a weapon than anything. And then Toad with the frying pan, which goes into the thing, which is like perfect. So he's fine. I kind of just wish the backpack would come off, and it would be nice to see a new Toad that's just clean, or you even just get other Toads. Give me a couple more Toads, like 3 or 4. That's not a couple, that's not 2, that's like a bit. Don't give me a dozen. I don't need a dozen Toads. I need like 3 other ones max, and then I'll be fine. Maybe a 4th, just to get my color variety out there, because there's a few. You got your purples, you got your blues, you got your reds, you got your yellows, you got your greens. So there's potential there. Even with these other ones, more potential as well to cross over with the our Yoshi from the second movie wave, and of course with Rosalina. Get Peach, her sister, out of here. A very weird kind of change to the story. I don't think that's how the original thing goes, but and then to do alternate little Mario stuff, we got Mario in the cat suit, also just to add variety with the actual line to show here. And then for more accessory based kind of things to go with the clown car, have the Baloo shell here, kind of like your other kind of like projectile. So this will kind of help complement that. Hopefully this can actually stand up. Can you support your own weight, please? Thank you. There's your blue shell. Bro. Ah. Hold up. Jesus Christ. Jesus Cristo. Alright. This fucking thing just killed one of my foot soldiers. I mean, that's his thing. He targets something. But why can he not sit? Excuse me. Can you just be up here? Can you be cool? Can you be chill? Oh, God. But there he is. Okay, I'm not going to touch it anymore. But there's our blue shell. There's our Cat Mario for alternate looks for characters. I still need to get the Tanuki suit Mario. I know I know that one of my comic shops has it, but kind of just waiting for the right time. Probably sooner or later. But here's our Lucky Block. I think that came with this Mario, so that makes sense there. Oh. Pretty cool. But nice little universe thing. And yeah, and as I was saying before, like yeah, as with the Toads, also with the Yoshis, could do some different color ones. Get your pink, yeah, get your pink, your blue. I think there's like a black one in the movie, maybe even a red one. I don't know for sure. So yeah, gotta see what goes on there. And then with Rosalina, she's pretty good. Kind of wish she came with a Luma too, but I get it. They basically put the budget, kind of like yeah, their accessory budget into Luigi solely, so all the rest get just one. Well, he got freaking three. He got sunglasses, a hat, and a bag, all of which kind of, in my opinion, don't really fit him at all, especially the sunglasses, like they barely fit. The bag is accurate, but not something that I felt was too needed. I mean, like it's accurate to the movie, but I feel like they could have done it better. There's nothing really fit too well, including the hat, even though I like the hat and the sunglasses, but just kind of how you do it. And I just want a basic Yoshi. So if I don't want to use it, I don't want to use it. And I don't. So there we go. And also just the fact that they barely fit. So I'm just like, stay with the Yoshi. Give me Yoshis. I'll take them, bro. The next up, be comparing with the said Jakks specific Sonic line that I have so far, which basically just consists of Sonic and Shadow, and then their super versions. Here's our Sonic, and here's our Shadow. Pretty decent there. Bowser Jr., stop blowing out my camera. Then we got Super Sonic, who can hopefully stand. He's a bit top heavy, so he kind of tends to give out, but we want to get him a little bit more. And then got our Super Shadow here. Basically, your Super Saiyan versions, let's be honest. But I forget who did it first. Probably Dragon Ball, because they were a manga first. Well, maybe it was. Well, it might have been. I don't know. Comment down below if you know whether it was the Super Saiyan or the Supersonic that was first. Of course, they get it in different ways. You know, with Sonic and Shadow, they have to collect the Chaos Emeralds, which we don't really have that many of in figure form. I know they did a re-release of this Sonic where he had an emerald, but I just didn't think it was worth it, at least for me. I just needed the one, and I'm kind of like, that's the only way that we're gonna get a Chaos Emerald. I'm good for now. I feel that they should have just come with them like anyways. But if they didn't do it with Shadow and they didn't do it with Sonic, I felt it wasn't needed. So not for now, but need to get the Tails, need to get Knuckles, That is for sure. Those are on the list. And I assume we're going to get an Amy Rose and hopefully a new Robotnik. I wasn't too big on either one. The Doctor Robotnik, Robotnik's, I think, his dad or grandpa, whoever it is. Like, his figure looked decent, but I was just like, I'm not really too big on it. So I'm like, it's not necessary, and I would like a more classic Robotnik to go with these guys, anyways. Because the new one, he was very movie specific look there. So not something that really got my eye too much, but they look good. They look decent. So we'll see, but definitely need to get Tails and Knuckles. That's our priority, and probably an Amy, I assume, for movie 4. Maybe even, oh yeah, like a Metal Sonic. I think perfect. It writes itself. He's in the movie. He's going to be in the next one because he was teased. There's probably going to be a bunch of them. Probably. I assume so, but it'll be cool. All right. And then our last comparisons. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Yawning. We're at 151. Okay, so our last couple comparisons are going to be with some other flying or in the air vehicles that we have here in different displays. You saw this one a bit earlier. Y'all were here earlier in the stream when the camera was on me. Have the He-Man. I forgot what this is called. I instantly forgot. I thought I knew it, but I don't. But this is I got Prince Adam on here. On this little, like, this sky shooter thing. Hold on, I'm going to get the name for this real quick. Okay, hold on. Let me get this Marvel Legends Sky Cycle Hawkeye out here too, just for the show's sake, for my comparison. So that's my 2 vehicles with this. If y'all want to see something else, be sure to let me know in the live chat, because I'll be happy to oblige. But for now, him looking. My camera, he kind of doesn't really sit too perfectly on here because this is the older, one of the retro carded Hawkeyes from a little bit ago compared to the actual Hawkeye that came with this Sky Cycle, which is amazing. I know some people probably prefer if we got a new one. I'm okay with it for now. I wouldn't mind a new one, but this still works. Here, I'm going to get the name for this real quick, so I'll pause and be right back. All right, we're back. Jordan Sexton, hello. All right, we're back. Jordan Sexton, hello, buddy. Hello, friend. Welcome to the live stream. We're looking at Bowser Jr. But this is called the Sky Sled. Yeah, the one that came with Prince Adam. Yeah, in this comic, this classic collection. And it looks great. Cool, kind of classic little vehicle. I subscribed to you today because I thought you do cool stuff. Well, I appreciate that, Jordan. Appreciate the support. Nice minion profile picture. And be sure to drop a like if you don't mind as well. It helps with the channel, helps with the algo. But if there's anything you want to see on stream at the moment, be sure to let me know, Jordan, because we're basically done with our comparisons. We're basically done with my little setup here. I'm getting that big Bowser figure in June. Nice. I do have that Bowser. I can show that off. Here, I'm going to get my end screen kind of going on here. Get these guys to the back. Probably keep Junior here. Probably best. I think so. I'm definitely going to get Bowser in here. I mean, that's for sure. I just don't want to cover up Junior too much and the clown car, so maybe I can do... I don't know what I can do. Because I like Junior in the car. So I'm going to keep him there. So maybe I do put Bowser. Kind of to the side here. What if it's out of stock? I mean, yeah, you're talking about the Bowser. Probably, honestly, check any retailer that you can find, whether it's eBay, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, GameStop, even. I think they have a few there if you got some GameStop, but by that time, I don't think they'll be sold out. Maybe in store it'll be hard to find, but if you can find it anywhere online, probably now shouldn't be too hard to get it. I assume June is around your birthday, as to why you're like, maybe I'll get that around that time, or that's just your financial plan for that. So we'll see. Is this the way I want this to be? I don't know. I have to really see. Maybe I can put him side by side more. That's a bit. That feels better. Maybe I'll do that. So that feels a bit more closer there. Then I can get regular Junior in the front here, because it is about him, and then I can get Kamek over here. How about if I do, well, what if I do Mario and Luigi? Well, I kind of prefer this anyways, though. Because Bowser Jr. was more so like the actual villain in that story, even compared to Bowser. I mean, especially compared to Bowser, because he had the whole thing where he's like, I'm trying to be a good guy. And then it's like, okay. And then, then he meets his son, and he's like, okay, I guess I'll be evil again. I don't shop on eBay or Best Buy. If I can't find him anywhere, what do I do? I would say, I mean, just find any other retailer, I guess. I don't know really much. Or if you got a local, like a comic shop, if they have anything. Or if you have one, check them out. Go support your local shops there. But best way, I guess Amazon would be the other way, but I kind of deter people from going there. Because you should be able to support actual businesses that are in your area. I encourage it, really. Get Cat Mario in here, because why not? In this section, then we'll get, I guess I'll get my super Shadow and Sonic kind of back here just to fill out. This is a very awkward kind of setup, but I'm just kind of throwing it in here. It's what I need. Get regular Shadow and Sonic. Maybe we don't do our supers, because I got a lot of other Mario figures. How about we just stick to just that? Sorry, supers. You're going to have to go for today. But I appreciate you existing, because you're cool figures. And then there's Shadow, our regular Shadow, and then our regular Sonic. Because they're not a part of Mario, but they are a part of this. Sonic, but gotta stand up straight, be cool, bro. Alright. So we can bring in a Rosalina here. Yoshi. Kind of tucked in here. Toad. The Toad. And then get Peach. Then Luigi. And of course Mario. Not a bad setup if I say so myself. Maybe I can move Peach in maybe a little closer. Or even, you know what, I'll bring Peach. Or I'll look today. Out of stock on Walmart? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, but best bet, maybe even GameStop if you can. If you got a GameStop. And if they have it available. Because I know that mine does. Like my local one, they have like at least one, maybe even two. But like at Walmart, yeah, I'm not surprised that they're kind of out because, you know, they want to cycle through more of their stuff. He's got buzz on his hand. But there we go. That's a bit better. Do I want to give Bowser more? I feel like Bowser just needs more attention there. I don't know, but this Cat Mario just ain't doing it for me. How about if I do block Cat Mario? The game store around me is Adventure Gaming. Okay, I don't have a GameStop. Okay, that's okay. Yeah. But then I don't know if you can get like delivery on those as well. I don't know because with some of this stuff you can deliver, but if they're just out of stock or they're just not like available, then I don't know because always at those main retailers is kind of hard to come by. You really have to get on even if you got a Facebook Marketplace, see if someone's selling you or they can ship it. I don't know. But there's a few good options if you're able to get some, bro. What is your name, Jordan? I don't go on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't either. But just giving suggestions. Because it's, you know, like it's kind of hard to track down some of these figures after the fact, I think. Yeah, I always think about like how they made that box set recently with Bowser Jr. And Mario and Luigi and Yoshi, where he's in his, you know, his old kind of like purpled up form, his Prowler form, as I like to call it. So it'd be pretty cool to see that at some point get its own release, but I get why they're doing a box set because they want you to get the exclusive figure and also buy all the toys and everything. So, do I have a store? I think I do. I think it's like my local GameStop. I think they have at least one that's there. I don't know. It's been like a minute like since I've been there, so I can't confirm entirely at the moment, but can you get it for me? I mean, maybe. Yeah, we can contact if you want to get up on my Insta, and I can see what I can do for you. Because I can update you and let you know on that. So be sure to check out my Instagram. Link is either on my channel or should be in the description. Is it free for me? It would not be free. I will be honest. You would have to pay like shipping and also cost as well, because that would be a transaction in my mind. And if that doesn't work for you, that's completely fine. If you wouldn't want to go through me. How much? I don't know. I'll have to do the calculations once I would get everything and once I would be able to buy the figure. So, yeah, I probably would update you another day, bro. Yeah, because I just won't be able to do it like soon. Like maybe on like tomorrow or even Sunday. Sunday I might be able to, but next week I just won't be able to. I got a lot going on, like maybe the middle of that week, but my schedule is pretty tight at the moment, so I apologize if it's not going to be here. Like, or kind of be like a immediate thing, but I'll still update you. Yeah, like I said, be sure to message me on my Instagram. Send me your account, and so like for that, I don't have Instagram. Probably chat on Facebook. We can do that. I can see what I can do. Is your account name just your same one as it is here on Facebook? And do you like post anywhere, like any of like the toy community stuff? Yeah, yeah. Because what do you mainly like collect? Did you collect these? No. Okay. It'd just be like yeah. I assume you're official kind of name. So I don't know, but mine would be I do have a Facebook page that is Justin, yeah, the Zilla. So might be able to contact that. I can check my settings on that. Or even I can see, I don't know, because I don't want to like dox. Yeah, I don't want to get all your stuff. What's the name of it? Justin the Zilla, the same name as this channel. Might have some underscores, so it's Justin underscore the underscore Zilla, and I have like my Godzilla kind of thing going on with my with my profile picture, where it's the text inside the Godzilla, and I think it's okay. I think I probably got to get a new logo soon. I've been rocking that logo for like a while now, but it still works. It's still cool. It's recognizable. It sticks out. Can you tell me how much it will be because I will be getting money? Um, I can check, I guess. I can't really check right now, to be honest. Yeah, because I'm here live on the stream, so I can't really click off. Here, here, I'll be back in a minute because I don't want to interrupt the show too much. And also, I gotta get going, to be honest, because I got a work day ahead of me tomorrow, unfortunately, bro. But here, I shall be back in a minute. Yeah, at least I'll check my GameStop to even just check for you real quick, because I don't mind checking for people. And y'all get to see these cool figures, but these figures are amazing. So I shall be right back, Jordan. So give me 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. So, there, I'll wait for Jack. Yeah, to see if Jordan comes back. But I am back. Almost done with this live stream, but just to give y'all an update, no Bowser, unfortunately. It says it is not available, and I don't have it here stocked at my store based on what I'm seeing. You're back now. Yeah. There you are. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, I do not have that Bowser in stock at my GameStop either. I'll kind of like I'll keep my eye out around with my regular stops to see if they have anything. Yeah, that's no problem, bro. It's always like it's the hunt. That's kind of half the thing about it, you know. It's kind of like whenever you're able and whenever you think it'll be possible. I mean, be sure to still yeah, if you're able, yeah, I recommend like checking on eBay, check in on Mercari would be a different one. If I buy yours, how much will it be? My personal one, the one right here, this I will not be parting with. I'll be completely honest. Yeah, this is my collection one, and I would not sell it for anything. So apologies, but this is my collection one. I will never be selling it at the moment. Maybe down the line, I don't know for sure, depending on how the collection shapes at some point in the future. But as of right now, none of the stuff that you're seeing here is for sale. Maybe down the line, maybe at some point, but as of right now, nothing for sale right now, including the Bowser. So apologies, but I would not put a price tag on it. But I'll definitely be on the lookout for you, bro. Yeah, to see if any shops like around me, and I'll be sure to take a pic and then yeah, if you follow me on my Facebook, hopefully I can see your thing there. And maybe see if I can get in contact with you about it. But if I do see it, but if I don't, I probably won't message you. So next time, you go live. We'll chat about it. Oh yeah, but I will give you the heads up. It is gonna be a couple weeks until the next live stream. Next week, next Friday, I'll be skipping, because I have personal events going on, and I want to be there for those. I want to commit to those, and so I just gotta be there for that. So no live stream on Friday. I'm gonna see what I can do if I want to try to hopefully get a video done. I don't know how possible that'll be personally. I think there's going to be still a lot going on, but having an extra day, an extra Friday to myself, even if I'm going to be doing stuff anyways, is going to be good. But we're still going to come back at the end of the month, 2 weeks from now, talking toys, shooting our shit, having fun, playing, messing around, yapping, and I'll definitely be getting figures by that point. I mean, it's gonna be guaranteed because I gotta go out and shop again and get stuff. So feel still always have that figure itch. Always plenty to look at, plenty to look forward to within the next 2 months or so. That that I have planned out, and then more to come after that. So thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all to the ones who have supported me for liking, commenting, subscribing. Of course, Gabe is our top fan with 75 XP. And then Jordan with 75 XP as well. But Jordan says, do you know Uncle Phone collects? I do not. I mean, yeah, do you, but Uncle Fun collects. I do not. I'll be sure to look into him. Uncle Fun collects. But if he does good videos, that's good. Good for him, bro. Yeah, but great figures. And I will mention before we go off air, nice Bowser Jr. for the collection with the thing. He does Mario videos. Okay. I'll have to look at him then. Yeah, because for me, I'm used to the Super Mario Logan stuff where that's like the plushy kind of series that's been going on for years. If you're of the younger audience, I do not recommend. But, because they say, excuse my language, but the fuck word. He helps me get figures I can't find. Okay. That's cool. So I'll have to look at them. I'll have to see what's going on there. But cool. Yeah, but I'll definitely be on the lookout for a Bowser for you, bro. If one ever pops up around me, be sure to snap a shot, get the price, and then see if I'll be able to help. But hopefully you'll be able to get it. Hopefully, maybe in some kind of easier way on your end, really, instead of having to go through a third party or something and get it as direct as you can and as easily as you can at a good price as you can get it. So, but thank y'all for joining me for the live stream. I shall see y'all. Oh wait, Jordan's still going because I have Bowser Jr. And now I need a Bowser. Definitely recommend this Bowser though because he's actually really cool because he kind of has like the heating up thing, so where you can put water into his shell, and then he has like the mist, and he has like a light that's in there as well. So it's really cool. I don't have him going right now. I could, I guess, if you want to see. But goodbye, Jordan. Thank you all for joining me. I'll say goodbye. We'll look at stuff later. So, yeah, I shall see y'all on the 30th. Okay, you do want to see that. Okay, wait. Is it actually on? I don't think it's on. Yeah, it's not. Hold on. How do we want to do this? Look at that. Mario. Hold on. do one last thing. Just because. Gotta indulge a bit. Gotta have a little fun. Gotta turn it on. Oh, and just to show you, you do take off the shell, and it has the one spike that's exposed there. You just turn it on and off. Everything, but there's our, hopefully it can work. So he has the red light in there, but usually he has the mist, but I don't have any water in him at the moment, so he's not making any mist at the moment. But oh, excuse me. When you find one, can it be for $30? We can see. I mean, that seems like around the price it would be. I just have to see what shipping costs, because that would be extra, you know. But we can just figure it out at some point here. I'm going to turn off this Bowser. Oh, so he's not on. Because it's not good, because he's using the heating element, so. Make sure I'm being careful with this. There we go. All I have is 20 right now. That's fine. We can see what works when it goes. Yeah, when timing might be better for you, bro. Well, yeah, but we can see at some point, because I can't guarantee, because it depends on where I'm getting it, if I do get it, and if I do find it. So it's all about my chances to get your chances, bro. But in any case, I think we're going to call this good. Not going to go too much on this setup right here now, but I'm going to say goodnight, y'all. Thank y'all again for joining me. Thank you, Gabe and Jordan, for being the two guys showing up here live, and those who have liked. So far, I shall see y'all in a couple weeks. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your next week. Good night. Goodbye. Be good. Do good. I shall see y'all later.